826-1340. So where were we when we left off? You guys, it sounds like Ed kept everything separate in his relationship, which I think that, like, you guys made a strong point that when entering a marriage, if the salaries are pretty similar, nobody cares at that time. So everybody just joins everything. And, and then sometimes one of them moves up in the company or, whatever, or one loses their job. Either way, I don't know, everything can change, right? But you said people are more likely to not ask for a prenup or whatever, which I don't know, to each their own. I don't know if everyone believes in a prenuptial agreement. Some people think it's like almost karma, like you sign one of those, you're just kind of expecting to fail, or I don't know.
No, I mean, if you say to her, do you mind signing a prenup? She can go, damn, how much money do you have? And I think that throws a red flag right there. So, I'm not sure I want to get into that boat.
Well, wait a minute. She would have had already accepted without thinking you made money, and then
I know, but you're dating, and even if you're living together, how long before you show your bank account? I mean, that doesn't usually come up at the dinner table. Can I see your checkbook? I think when it gets serious and you start talking,
you did just age yourself with a checkbook. You guys are both saying back in the days, I'm kind of old school.
I still write checks.
We write checks, but I don't know. A lot of us have apps.
Okay,
on
so
our phone.
Balancing your checkbook. Okay. Can I see your bank statement online? Is that more hip?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
pretty much.
Yeah, but I don't think that counts. And plus the age factor. And if I was 20, 25 when I was doing it, maybe that wouldn't have been a thing to keep them separate. But, I was, well into my 40s when I first got married. So to me, I'd gotten the point that I was at, and, I wasn't going to find somebody and then, get financially ruined by somebody. Not that I'm saying that would have happened, but, I just had my ways and it just seemed to work. It just seemed to work. But, like you said that the mutual account, that might have been a good idea. You know why? Because you can keep track of it. You can keep track because if the bad thing does go to court, you can actually see, this is the account. I put this in, she put that in, and then we paid this out of it. So I wish. Well, no, I don't want to go back there. But I'm just saying that would have made things even more easy when you get before the judge.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the whole idea. And that's what we're doing. And it goes all the way back. And again, not that we're wishing, anybody goes through anything like that, but that's the dialogue that I'm having, again, primarily with younger clients, just asking the question, okay, guys, then what's the plan? What's the plan? Again, not saying that, you guys are going to end up in divorce. But, and that's, that's kind of one of the downsides of my job is I'm the guy that kind of has to have, those difficult dialogues with folks. I have to look across the table at a couple or a family and say, okay, well, what happens if Ed gets hit by the bus? What happens? Those are tough dialogues that nobody likes to talk about. But the idea is we're putting the plan in place. And, so the dialogue goes, okay, Ed, and,
Tiffany, we make sure we have a large life insurance policy, right?
Yeah, exactly. But and it's not a difficult dialogue to have between those couples. I mean, the question is, just allow me to use you two as the examples. Like, okay, Ed, share with me your views on how you'd like you and Tiffany to handle the finances. And then ask the same question of Tiffany. Tiffany, how do you view you two, if and when you get married, how do you see you viewing the marital asset, the marital family fund? And it kind of gets it on the table right there, so there's no surprises. And then it becomes part of the plan of how we're going to move forever forward financially together. You take all that fear and all that apprehension of, well, I don't want to be giving her all my money, or I'm not, I make twice as much as him. Does he think I'm going to be buying him a new car? Once we talk about it and we get it out and we kind of talk about that stuff that we're afraid of, and that's true of anything.
But what's the point of marriage then if you're not supposed to share your whole life with somebody, right?
Well, but you still are. You still are. I mean, you're married. I was married. Ed was married. And we did share a life. You're sharing a life. We shared a life together. But the problem is, that I'm hearing is we never talked about these underlying issues, be they financial, be they physical, be they spiritual, be they emotional. We never talked about with our partner those things that really troubled us. We suffered in silence, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever, how many years later, the volcano erupted. And another partner was caught off guard and, whoa, I never knew you felt like this. So the idea is, no matter what the issue is, not just money, if the way that you cook eggs in the morning is troubling to me, as minute as that sounds, over 5, 10, 15 years, that could become the reason that I go, that's it, I'm done. So it's the idea of getting all that ugly out on the table and trying to make a plan for it. You can't plan for everything. Again, my divorce, I got hit by the bus. But because I came from that background of, okay, how do we resolve the issue? What's the best way to do that? It made it easier.
And we talk about the salaries and you're making this and you're making that and you're paying for this and you're paying for that. The most dangerous part, I think, of a marriage is called credit cards, and they can really sock you. Myself, I have one. The second one is an absolute emergency. She saw fit to have 5 and ran them all up. And you can get in some deep trouble in the credit cards. And people just don't understand sometimes that it's just not free money. Eventually you have to pay for it. And you're going to pay for it with interest and a fee. So, I mean, people that are getting married, I think the credit card thing too is just something, another step on the ladder that if you don't check that step, boy, you can fall right through.
So, Scott, how can you help with that kind of stuff from happening, from credit cards? And do you help people pull themselves out of credit card debt with your consulting and everything?
A lot of what I do is...
I'm glad you brought that up, Ed.
Yeah, great. And Ed used the two key words when it comes to credit card use, misuse, and abuse. People view it as free money. I'm like Ed. I still write checks. I still use cash, that green stuff that people used to carry in their pocket, because it's more of a tangible, sense of this is actually what's coming in and going out. But a lot of what I have to do with folks, and what I do with folks, I should say more appropriately, is before we can even start talking about building, helping them learn how to make more money, save more money, grow their money, and keep it all safe, is help them learn how to use credit appropriately and begin to reduce debt. Again, Ed mentioned, that his ex-wife had run up, a $30,000 credit card debt. I see that a lot. I see young couples with, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in debt at, 22, 32% that they'll never get out of. So the first thing we have to do in terms of teaching them how to make more money, save more money, grow their money, and keep it all safe is teach them how to, begin to reduce that debt, which is going to require you to maybe drive that car for 7 years.
Especially with those on Facebook Live, right, Moulton? What about those living paycheck to paycheck and not knowing when the next check is coming and be able to budget that money? If you can wait to answer that question until our second break, that's actually going to set us on to a different, and I know that a lot of us live check to check. So people are probably like, I don't need a financial advisor when I don't have money coming in, or it's being spent already. We'll be back, and we're going to go into that. And after this next break, we'll be back with Moments of Clarity. So stay tuned, please.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin?
How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
So I was on mute, and thanks for waiting. If
Turn yourself back on.
What would you do if I just accidentally logged out right now?
Well, Ed and I would pick it up without missing a beat. No,
I know. Actually, well, you
problem.
do have Ed there, but that would have been pretty funny. No, that would have been horrible. But welcome back. This is Moments of Clarity, and my name's Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm your host. We've got about 11 minutes left, but we're talking about being secure in financial difficulties, and these two dudes right here decided to go back and forth about how to save more money and during a divorce. It's been kind of entertaining watching.
Yeah, I mean,
no, honestly, you have to play it smart. Everyone should play it smart and get a large life insurance policy on because there's nothing worse. And I'm going to be talking about this on Saturday on Zoom with some ladies that are widows as well. And, what happens if you're not prepared for that and if that person doesn't have a life insurance policy? So, I know that Scott had also, for our listeners, as a sponsor of Moments of Clarity, some free giveaway stuff that he offers the listeners of this show is coming up too. But anyway, I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Scott Bigley from Forever Forward Financial.
Thank you.
And thanks, Ed, for all the stuff that you've shared and everything. You really helped out.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And since we're running a little short on time, let me jump back to the question that was raised before,
about those living paycheck to paycheck, not knowing when the next check's coming.
Right.
What do we do? Yeah. Well, and how could we use you?
Well, and again, that's kind of where I begin with everyone that I work with. The most important thing that I believe that I can help anyone do in terms of making more money, saving more money, growing their money, keeping it all safe, is understand the difference between needs and wants. And one of the things when I put together a plan, and when we put together a plan for our clients, the first thing that we address is making sure that your needs will be met for the rest of your life. That's when the discussion can get interesting.
Right, because my needs might be different than yours. So you're probably going to say health insurance,
Exactly.
mortgage,